Hey Sam, okay. Welcome back. It is time for our read aloud. And we've been studying Greek mythology. Okay. And yesterday we read about Leonidas and his father Cyrus, who were going to Olympus, the base of Mount Olympus, to watch the foot races, and they were going to sell their wares. So they had pottery and stuff that they were going to sell because there were vendors, people selling stuff. Have you ever gone anywhere where people are selling things, like in little booths or stands, maybe a farmer's market, or in Red Lodge, they had stuff going on in like the old soccer field out at the park, and they were selling things, stuff like that. I'm sure you've been to places where people sell food, that kind of stuff. So that's what they did then. So moving on a little bit to some Greek mythology, we're going to read Prometheus and Pandora. Oh, this is a really fun one. I really like reading this one. So before we get started, though, we have some vocabulary words that are on the board beside me. Right there. Right over there. Over my shoulder. It's like having a parrot on my shoulder. And the parrot says, I'll go back so you can see it. That's funny. Okay, the word is amusing. Amusing. If something is amusing, it's kind of pleasantly funny or entertaining, which kind of something funny and kind of cool, kind of neat, it's entertaining, is amusing, right? If you see a bear riding a tricycle at the circus, that would be amusing, right? Kind of funny. Poor bear. All right, next word. Let's sound it out. The first word, F-O-R-E, well, you know the word that when you read for. So for, I-G-H makes an I sound. So it's foresight. Foresight. Okay, if you have foresight, you have the act of thinking ahead. Like, foresight might be, if it's snowing, you might know that the roads are going to be really bad. So your dad might make sure he's got good tires on his vehicle, or might make sure you have plenty of gas in case your car gets stuck. You can keep your car running. So foresight is kind of planning ahead. Hindsight is kind of realizing what happened before. Could have been handled a certain way. Like, say you did something that maybe you shouldn't have. Then you think back, maybe I could have done it a little bit differently if I would have, been prepared. So hindsight is just understanding what you did wrong and just knowing that and what to do next, what to do in the future, or how you could do it differently. So the next word is, got to get it to the word, starts with an R, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh my gosh, you know what ridiculous means. It's totally ridiculous. I think it's something that's totally ridiculous. And the last word, if you're really scared or if something is really scary, it is, the E makes the S sound. Terrifying. If something is terrifying, it's full of terror. It's really scary. Terrifying. All right, here we go. So we're going to read about, I wish I could get this up a little bit higher. You can see it. I'll maybe plan for something tomorrow. If I move back, you can kind of see it. So we're going to read about Prometheus and Pandora. Like I said, it's a fun story. And you'll hear a little bit about what's called Pandora's box. All right, long, long ago, there were two brothers named Prometheus and Epimetheus. Epimetheus. Their names fit perfectly. Prometheus means foresight or thinking ahead in Greek, and Epimetheus means hindsight or thinking afterward. Prometheus was quite clever and was always planning ahead in an effort to make things better for himself and those around him. On the other hand, his brother Epimetheus was always doing foolish things without thinking. What does foolish mean? I'm kind of sitting low so you can see me. What does foolish mean? Okay, kind of making bad choices, or foolish is kind of a bad choice if you do something foolish. Which brother thinks ahead? Prometheus. Which brother is foolish and does not think ahead? Epimetheus. Epimetheus. Those are funny names. The ancient Greeks believed that if Prometheus, let me say that again. The ancient Greeks believed that it was Prometheus who first created human beings, and that it was his brother who made all of the other creatures. Zeus gave the two brothers gifts to give living things. So while Prometheus scooped up some river clay and began to make human beings in the likeness of the gods, or to kind of look like the gods, his brother Epimetheus made all sorts of animals and gave them all good gifts. The animals could see, smell, and hear better than humans. See, smell, and hear better than humans. And they had fur to keep them warm, unlike man, unlike humans who shivered in the cold. So we have Prometheus making a man out of clay, and Epimetheus making these animals who can see, hear, and better than humans. See, hear, and smell better than humans. Okay? Zeus, king of the gods, noticed all these new animal creatures hopping, swimming, flying, growing, and walking on earth. Zeus told Epimetheus, "These toys of yours are quite amusing," or funny. "Some of them make me laugh, like that, what did you call it? Elephant? What an imagination you have. Others are quite beautiful in their own way. This morning I was watching your dolphins leap and play in the water. They are very graceful." So graceful means smooth and elegant. To Prometheus he said, "But these humans of yours, what good are they to other creatures? The other creatures are bigger, faster, or stronger. Humans just sit around. I think you should get rid of them and try something else." Prometheus, however, had something in mind when he created humans. He suggested, "Please, be patient, great Zeus. I think you will be surprised and pleased at how quickly humans can learn and how useful they can be. Why, I plan to teach them to pray to you. Wouldn't you like that?" Zeus agreed. This sounded like a fine idea. "Very well. I will give humans time to prove they are worthy. If they do not do so, however, you will have to get rid of them." What do you think is going to happen? Prometheus felt sorry for the humans, though. They had no fur to keep them warm, nothing to light the darkness, and nothing with which to cook their food. Humans needed fire, especially if they were to prove themselves. He asked Zeus for this gift for the humans, but Zeus refused. "Fire," he said, "is just for the gods." Who, according to Greek mythology, is the god of fire? Do you remember? The blacksmith guy, Hephaestus, blacksmith of the gods. Prometheus knew that humans needed fire. With fire, he thought to himself, they can soften metal and bend it into shapes to make tools. With these tools, they can plow fields, fish, and hunt for food, cook that food, and build shelters in which to live. With fire, humans can also honor the gods with sacrifices. Human beings need fire, but getting it for them will be very dangerous. Prometheus knew that up on Mount Olympus, where most of the gods lived, there was one carefully guarded fire. The gods and goddesses used this fire to cook their food. For the same fire, however, came the dangerous lightning bolts that Zeus would fling through the sky. In fact, all fire came from this one source. Zeus had said, "Fire is too dangerous for these ridiculous humans to use wisely. Only we gods and goddesses shall have it." Yet Prometheus was determined to bring fire to humans, even if it meant disobeying the king of the gods. Prometheus picked the stalk of fennel. Fennel is like an edible plant with yellow flowers, and carried it up to Mount Olympus. When no one was looking, he dropped a burning coal from the fire into the plant's hollow center, where no one could see it. Then he carried the plant with the fire hidden inside down to the earth. How do you think Zeus is going to react when he finds out Prometheus disobeyed him? Not long after that, Zeus noticed some smoke rising from the earth. Gazing down in amazement, he saw that humans were now doing all sorts of wonderful new things. Zeus thought, it seems human beings really are worth keeping around. At the same time, however, he was furious when he found out that humans possessed, or had, fire, when he himself had forbidden this. Guessing at once who was responsible, Zeus promised, "I will teach Prometheus and these human beings of his that they must obey me, and I know exactly how to do it." Soon after this, Zeus ordered Prometheus chained to the side of a mountain. Every day an eagle would come and peck at Prometheus, but because he was immortal, he never died. Now, Zeus was still angry that humans had fire, but he decided to let them keep it instead of punish a man in another way. To punish a man, I will create a special box. Opening this box will have unpleasant results. I will need a new human to bring this box to man. Zeus ordered one of the gods to create this new human. He then asked each of the goddesses and gods for some wonderful quality or talent for this new human, explaining, I want someone who possesses all of the most wonderful characteristics. I shall name her Pandora. The name Pandora means all gifts. The gods gave her the gifts of beauty, intelligence, curiosity, and persuasion. Persuasion is the ability to make someone agree with your opinion. So if you persuade somebody, you kind of talk them into doing something. Okay, just to stop for a second. What did Prometheus create? Prometheus made human beings, right? Why did Zeus want to punish humans? Because they had fire. And why did Zeus have a god create Pandora? It was to deliver a box to punish man. So Pandora's box. Zeus finally sent Pandora down to the earth with the closed box as a gift to Epimetheus. Before sending Pandora, Zeus warned her to never open the box. Pandora, however, desired to know what was in the box. She fought against her curiosity, but day after day, night after night, the question nibbled away at her. Pandora would often sit and look at the box, wondering, wanting to open it, but always stopping herself. Think Pandora's going to open that box? What would you do? Would you open the box? One day, When none of the housekeepers or servants were around, Pandora went to gaze at the box. What do you think gaze means? Oh, she was looking at it. Ooh, really looking at it hard. Finally, she thought, surely one little peek cannot hurt. She stood up and studied the closed box one last time before she took a deep breath and opened the lid. What do you think is going to happen next? Out of the box burst all of the frightening, saddening, anger-causing, terrifying evils and sorrows. Greed, hate, anger, pain, disease, disaster, and death swarmed from the box around Pandora. She tried to shove them back inside, but she was too late. Out they flew in all directions. How do you think Pandora felt after she opened the box? By the time Pandora was able to replace the lid back in the box, only one thing remained: hope. Good story. That's the story of Pandora's box. Pretty cool. Okay, just a quick few questions to review. According to Greek mythology, who made humans? What was his name? Prometheus. Who made all the other animals? Epimetheus. All right. So Prometheus steals fire for humans so they can prove themselves to Zeus. But Zeus decides that he wants to punish Prometheus for doing that. So what does he do? Do you remember? Chained him to the mountainside, right? And eagles pecked at him. All right. So then Zeus sends Pandora down to earth with this closed box and tells her to never open it. But she can't resist. What happens? She opens the box, and frightening and terrifying evils and sorrows come out of the box and cause people pain. And what's left in the box after she finally gets the lid on? Hope. Hope. All right. So now that we've reviewed some of that, you have this sheet. Here's the sheet. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures on them. I would like you to cut those pictures out. And then after you cut those out, you'll need a glue stick or some glue or some tape, or quite honestly, you don't even have to, well, tape it or glue it. Put them in order that they happen in the story. So you might number them. If you don't put it on there, you know what? You could just like write the number. What happens 1, what happens 2nd, 2, what happens 3rd, 3, what happens 4th, 4, what happens last, 5th. Okay, part of the fun of this is cutting it out and gluing it on a piece of paper. So you can go ahead and do that. It's always kind of fun to do that. So after you do that, make sure I see that. Sorry, I'm just reviewing what okay, so then we have this guy. On the title, so yesterday you did Zeus. On the title, I would like you to write Prometheus and Pandora. I wonder, does it say anywhere in these pictures how to spell those? Oh yeah. If you look really closely, how to write on this sheet, Prometheus and Pandora. That's right in that corner. Okay, so that goes in your title, right here. Okay, and then draw something that happened in Prometheus and Pandora that's kind of cool, and then describe it. Okay, describe some things in 2 to 3 sentences. Tell me a little bit why Prometheus and Pandora, why you liked it, or why you didn't like it. Just describe how the characters, maybe describe how the characters felt, how Prometheus may have felt, how Prometheus had felt, and how Pandora may have felt during the story. And then draw me a picture of that. So kind of cool. Have some fun with that. And then you have the handwriting assignment. We're just practicing that worksheet, the master sheet. You have that. I wrote that down for Tuesday's lesson, so go ahead and do that. And you are done. You're done, dude. So peace out. We will see you soon. I'll have another video for you tomorrow to work on Wednesday stuff. Hopefully this only took you a couple hours. You know, it beats being here all day. So hope you're feeling well and everybody's feeling well. I miss you. And I miss your dad because I'm used to seeing him, and I miss seeing Savannah and Americus. They're just a couple smiling faces we love to see at the school. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.